Don't you just absolutely love it when there are very inexpensive and simple solutions to potentially very expensive and specific problems? As per usual, this is yet another Snap Yap about something I am ridiculously excited about. So I wanted a solution for simple, quick macro shots in my filmmaking. And when I started down this path, before I found this solution, what I thought I wanted was just a macro lens. Personally, I was not about to add a whole lens to my kit just for the odd creative detail shot. So enter extension tubes. I'm genuinely not sure how many people are gonna watch this video and go, yeah, extension tubes, my dude, they've been around forever. Get with the program. But look, we all find things out on our own schedule. So if this is your first time hearing about extension tubes, congratulations, welcome to the party. If not, good for you. So extension tubes are not difficult to understand. Basically, all they do is they take your lens and they move it further from the sensor. In my case, I got two extension tubes in a kit. One is a 16 millimeter and the other is a 10. So you can stack them together or you can use them individually, but basically all it means is this one, for instance, gets your lens 16 millimeters further away from the sensor. My particular copy has these electronic contacts. I don't know if you can see them super well in this video, but that means that I still get to retain my autofocus. And long story short, you stick that guy on there, you now have this little extender, which means that you can now focus much closer to whatever it is that you're trying to shoot. In short, it turns basically any lens into a macro lens. I should note, it doesn't really work very well with wide angle lenses. It does kind of work, but you're gonna be better off with something like a 35, a 50, even an 85. Because the one thing that an extension tube can't get you, it can get you the close focusing distance, but it can't get you the magnification of a macro lens. And that's kind of the whole thing. That's kind of what macro lenses are known for. So I would say like 50, 85 is gonna be your sweet spot. And yeah, basically the further your lens is from the camera sensor, the closer the front element can physically be to the thing that you're focusing on. Please don't ask me to explain it in any more detail because I did not take physics in high school. So a couple things here. We do need to be fair to macro lenses because there are real use cases for them. One of the downsides of extension tubes is you lose your ability to focus on anything further away. So if you're done taking macro photos and you wanted to take a normal picture of something a normal distance away, you can't do that. You got to take the extension tube off. Not a big deal for me personally, but some people do buy macro lenses that double as portrait lenses, and that's one of the things that makes macro lenses kind of more worth it in people's kit. But the main thing on the pros list for the extension tubes is the price. I think for this set, again, this is an autofocus set, it has the electronic coupling. I think it was $25 or $30. I got two extension tubes, caps, and this is all I got to carry around with me. Macro lenses can be crazy. I thought what I was going to do was go with an older macro lens, a vintage lens, something like that, but a proper autofocus, macro lens that's high quality, that's for a modern mirrorless camera. They can be crazy money. So the fact that a $20 accessory from B&H or Adorama or Amazon or wherever you get your camera gear can turn basically any of your lenses into a quick and dirty macro lens is kind of a huge advantage here. Now I want to spend the rest of this video showing you my exact use case, getting some shots with it so you can see the results. But one thing I will say before we jump into that stuff is that the method I was using for a long time to get close-up photos of things like cameras or whatever for B-roll on YouTube is I was just using the age-old trick of detaching your lens from your camera. Yeah, if you didn't know, there's actually a stupid simple way of reducing your lens's focus distance, getting kind of a, we'll call it a macro shot. Basically, if you take the lens off and you just kind of set it in the mount and hold it there without actually attaching it to the camera, you won't have autofocus or anything like that, but you will be able to focus closer. You do get some unfortunate side effects, like for instance, there might be light coming in, around the lens mount because the lens isn't actually attached, screwed in on the bayonet. That's another problem that the extension tube solved. But if you're on a $0 budget and you want macro shots, you can just take the lens off and hold it there and you actually get surprisingly good results. So just wanted to shout that out. So fair warning, this could be a slightly more chaotic and disorganized video than normal. Basically, I need to film an ad, or I guess I want to film an ad. I put out these color grading tools a while ago, and I've been pushing them on social media and stuff, so I want to do like a cool little advertisement for them. Basically, it's the exact kind of time that I would want to have like some macro shots and things like that to throw in, and that's the footage that we're going to try to get right now. So I'm going to take you through a few of the shots that I had in mind, show you what the B-roll setup looks like, show you what the final results look like, and what you can achieve with a $20 extension tube setup from the internet. I have a zoom lens on here, which I think is the best use case for it. And just in order to demonstrate why I think this works a little bit better with longer focal lengths, I'm going to show what it looks like when you're shooting with a wider focal length. So right now I've got the 10mm extension tube on here, and that's really the maximum for when you're shooting at 18mm with the Sigma 18-50. So you have to get very, very close to the subject. You have to be kind of careful not to scratch the front lens element by actually touching it there. But when you zoom in to 50, you don't have to get quite as close, and you get a much more magnified image, kind of mimicking what a true macro lens might do. So yeah, shooting with a wider lens like 18, you're gonna have to use the 10mm. Any further and you just won't be able to get close enough to focus. The other extreme would be if you use both of these together. So now this is 26mm of extension because it's the 10 and the 16 together, and you'll see that when you zoom in here, you just can get insanely close. I mean, I can touch the front lens element to the camera and it'll still be in focus. And so again, just to give you a better angle of what this looks like, how close you can get, this is why I don't really go with anything more than the 16. When you stack both together, it just feels kind of unnecessary because this is in focus here about a ½ inch away from the top of the camera. So anything more than that is just kind of overkill. So shot number one. Pardon how messy my desk is and my insane tripod set up to get the lens close enough to the iPad that I'm filming to get this, but basically we're gonna film this in portrait orientation, 9:16, because my vision for this is that it goes really well in like reel format, YouTube short format, but I basically have this idea where it scrolls fast and then I stop and select a preset. That's the idea. We'll see how it works. Okay, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna keep this shot because it's kind of ridiculous. I've got the lens actually resting on the iPad, and I've switched to this GorillaPod now because I couldn't get the Peak Design tripod to get close enough to the table, but this is kind of what it looks like. It's just really intense close up. You can see, I mean, I think even pixels and stuff on the iPad screen. So I don't know, it's a little artsy, might be a little too much. We'll see if I end up keeping it. Last shot, or last macro shot at least, of the project is gonna just be a top-down view of the dials on the X100 VI. But one thing I'll say is when you get this close to these top dials on these Fujifilm cameras, it gets dusty in there. I didn't even realize how dirty my X100 VI was, but I'm glad that I cleaned it up a little bit before this shot because it was looking pretty rough. Okay, so that's that. That's extension tubes. But what do you think? What did you think of the results? Would you get extension tubes instead of a macro lens? Or do you think you have a use case where, it justifies a really nice piece of kit for those close-up shots? Let me know. Always enjoy hearing from you guys, but hopefully you enjoyed this one. Thanks as always for the support. Appreciate you watching. And as always, drink water, take photos, make something this weekend, and I'll talk to you super soon in the next video.